In the heart of Umudike's bustling market, where laughter and haggling mingled with the scent of spices, Adaizi's stall stood out like a beacon of artistry. But when a mysterious stranger with piercing eyes and a voice like velvet offered her a private deal too tempting to refuse, she couldn't shake the creeping unease that whispered through her spirit. Little did she know, the path she was about to tread would lead her into a mansion cloaked in wealth, secrets, and the haunting gaze of hundreds of watchful doves. In the vibrant town of Umudika, life revolved around its bustling market. Traders lined the dusty streets, their colorful stalls brimming with goods that told stories of the land. Among them was Adaizi, a young woman whose craftsmanship was renowned. Her hands wove magic into every bead and carved secrets into every sculpture. Her late mother, a master artisan, had taught her the craft, often saying, "These are not just objects, Adaizi, they are vessels of our ancestors' wisdom. Treat them with reverence, and they will protect you." Adaizi carried those words in her heart as she built her small business. It wasn't easy. She faced fierce competition and the challenges of a male-dominated trade, but her determination and talent earned her a steady stream of loyal customers. One fateful market day, as Adaizi displayed her wares under a canopy of bright kente cloth, a man approached her stall. He was unlike any customer she had encountered before. Tall, immaculately dressed, with an aura of quiet authority. His polished leather shoes gleamed in the sunlight, and his voice was smooth and deliberate. "These pieces are extraordinary," he said, running his fingers lightly over a carved ebony statuette. "You have a gift, Adaizi." "Thank you, sir," she replied, though his gaze unsettled her. "I would like to buy several items," the man continued, "but I do not conduct transactions in public. Come to my home tomorrow. Bring your best works and I shall pay handsomely." Adaizi hesitated. There was something about his tone, too confident, too commanding, that made her wary. Yet she thought of the bills piling up at home and the opportunities such a wealthy client could bring. Reluctantly, she agreed, scribbling the address he gave her onto a slip of paper. That evening, Adaizi sat with her younger sister Chioma in their modest home. She told her about the encounter. "There's something strange about him," Adaizi admitted, her brow furrowed. Chioma, bold and quick-witted, looked at the address. "This is in Ikemba Estate. That's where all the rich people live. But still, if you feel uneasy, don't go." "I can't afford to turn down business," Adaizi replied. "But I don't want to go alone. Will you come with me? You can wait outside in case anything feels off." Chioma agreed, her protective instincts kicking in. "I'll come. We have to be smart, sister. The world is not always kind to women like us." The next morning, Adaizi dressed in a striking Ankara gown with bold red and gold patterns. The colors reminded her of strength and courage, qualities she needed for the day. She packed her finest wares in a leather bag, kissed the small wooden amulet her mother had given her for protection, and set off with Chioma. When they arrived at the address, Adaizi's breath caught. The mansion was enormous, its high white walls lined with ivy. The wrought iron gate stood imposing, flanked by cameras and guards in crisp uniforms. It was the kind of house Adaizi had only seen in magazines. Chioma parked a short distance away, her phone in hand. "I'll wait here," she said. "If anything feels wrong, call me immediately." Adaizi nodded and approached the gate. She pressed the bell, and a small camera flickered to life. The man's face appeared on the screen, his smile faint but polite. "Welcome, Adaizi. Drive your car inside. There's plenty of space." "I'll leave my car outside," Adaizi replied, her voice steady. "My sister is nearby, and I prefer that she knows where I am." For a moment, the man's face darkened. Then, with a sigh, he said, "Very well, come in." The gate swung open, revealing a sprawling compound. Adaizi stepped inside, her unease deepening. The mansion was a masterpiece of architecture, blending modern design with traditional motifs. But what drew her attention were the doves. Hundreds of them perched everywhere, on the trees, the rooftops, even the manicured lawn. Their white feathers gleamed, and their cooing filled the air like an ominous chant. The man stood at the door, smiling. "Welcome to my home," he said, gesturing for her to enter. Inside, the house was even more opulent. The sitting room was a gallery of rare artifacts, masks from distant tribes, sculptures carved with precision, and paintings so lifelike they seemed to watch her. "Show me your wares," the man said, his voice commanding. Adeze laid her items on the table, but her hands trembled slightly. As he examined them, she couldn't help but notice the doves outside the window. They had gathered in clusters, their eyes glowing faintly, their movements synchronized. "These are remarkable," the man said, holding up a beaded necklace. "Tell me, Adise, do you believe in the spirits of the land?" Adise froze. "I do," she replied cautiously. The man's smile widened. "Good. They protect those who honor them, but they can also destroy." Before Adise could respond, her phone vibrated. It was a message from Chioma. "Are you okay? The guards are acting strange out here." Adise's heart raced. She thought of her mother's amulet and the wisdom she had passed down. "When your spirit speaks, listen." She stood, packing her wares with deliberate calm. "Thank you for your interest, sir, but I must leave now." The man's smile disappeared. "You're making a mistake. Few are given the opportunities I offer." Adise met his gaze. "Perhaps, but some paths are not meant to be walked." She turned and left, her pulse pounding. As she stepped into the compound, the doves erupted into a frenzy, their cooing a deafening roar. They circled above her, their glowing eyes piercing through the sunlight. Adise quickened her pace, reached the gate, and ran to Chioma's car. "Drive," she shouted. As they sped away, Chioma glanced back. "What happened in there?" Adise shook her head. "I don't know, but I'm glad we trusted our instincts." That night, the sisters shared the tale with their father, a respected elder in their village. He listened intently, then spoke with a grave tone. "You did well to leave," he said. "Some riches come at a cost too great to bear. That man, he may not be what he seems." In the following weeks, Adise heard whispers about the mansion and its owner. Some said he was a wealthy recluse, others claimed he dabbled in dark rituals. But she never saw or heard from him again. To this day, the story of Adise and the doves is told as a cautionary tale in Umudike, a reminder to trust one's instincts, honor ancestral wisdom, and beware of those who hide shadows behind their wealth. If you're captivated by tales of mystery, resilience, and ancestral wisdom, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging stories that transport you to the heart of Africa's rich cultural tapestry.